All rise. We will obey. The International Criminal Court is now in session. L'audience à la Cour pénale internationale est ouverte. All rise. We will obey.
Dans l'affaire, le procureur contre William Samuel Ruto et Joshua Arabsang. 0109-0111. Nous sommes en audience publique.
Thank you very much. Appearances.
Remain the same, Your Honours.
For the victims, we remain the same. Thank you.
Your Honours, except for the absence of Mr. Bosek, our team remains the same. Thank you.
And we're substantially the same as well.
Thank you. Today we will be sitting. I believe that the schedule of sitting for today was already communicated to everyone, but just to refresh our memory, we'll be sitting from 12 to 1 today, and then 1 to 2 will be the lunch break. Resume at 2 and continue until 3:30, and then resume again at 4, continue till 5:30. That's one item of housekeeping matter out of the way. The next one, and this is not strictly housekeeping, Mr. Hooper, during our in the excusal decision that we granted pursuant to Rule 134 Qatar, condition number 9 that the as you remember was conditional excusal, and the 9th condition is any other attendance directed by the chamber, either proprio motu or other request of a party or participant as decided by the chamber. Now, proprio motu, the chamber is preliminarily, with just so you have notice, we would motu. The chamber is preliminarily on Monday from the parties on the matter.
Very well.
Okay.
And at the moment we understand that it's, I think, P20 who are co-joined as prospective witnesses for that period of time. The very clearest indication by the prosecutor as to which witness is definitely coming first out of those two. We understand it's P28, but there's been a lot of clutch slip from time to time, as we've seen. And given the voluminous amount of material relating to that witness, and to some extent 19 as well, we'd very much appreciate very firm notice as to his coming. Perhaps we can have that indication this week. Well, I say this week, by Wednesday of next week, before we rise for that period. Thank you.
Mr. Steinberg, I understand you requested a hearing, rather some time to discuss something. Would we do that? And we're now in open session, open or private?
Private session, Your Honours,
right.
Preferably. But before we do that, if I can just respond to the issue raised by my learned friend. The difficulty I have at this stage in giving firm undertakings is that we do not have a schedule yet for the upcoming session after the Easter recess. Now, as my learned friends have rightly pointed out in some inter partes correspondence, both witnesses P28 and P19 will be lengthy witnesses. They have extensive interview notes running into several hundred pages. And if they are to be heard in the same session, the prosecution needs to know the length of the session will be lengthy witnesses. They have extensive interview notes running into several hundred pages. The alternative, of course, is that one of them may or may not be.
The Easter recess begins when?
The 17th, and I believe it's in the beginning of May. I think the first day after the recess is the 5th of May.
Yeah, but we have a session which starts on the 31st of March.
Your Honours, no, I believe my learned friend is looking beyond that. The next two witnesses are not the witnesses mentioned by my learned friend for the next session. I think he's looking beyond to the following session. Again, I'm cautious about mentioning the names of witnesses in open session.
Let's do this. Let's pick it up on Monday, and then we'll take it. Whatever, and if there's any confusion, we will all sort it out. It may well be that the confusion is from up here, but we will take it up on Monday. Right?
Your Honours, as we are to go into private session, I can briefly mention now, so Your Honours know, are not on tenterhooks over the weekend, as it were. So Your Honours are not on tenterhooks over the weekend, as it were.
So we go into private. Let's go into private session then.
Nous sommes en audience publique, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, witness. I was welcoming you back to the courtroom. We will continue with your testimony today, and rising in about 17 minutes or so for our lunch break. But we might as well start and ask you a few questions before we rise again shortly. And Mr. Hooper will continue his cross-examination. Mr. Hooper?
Thank you.
We're in open session.
That's fine. We've got some documents that would be best done at the conclusion of my questions, and we can then have provided the registry with a list as well, so to facilitate that.
And how long are you going to remain with this witness? You remember you had indicated that you hoped to have finished yesterday.
Yes, indeed, but we lost about an hour of time yesterday with various things happening, you may recall, and so this morning plus an hour, I hope, to conclude, plus an hour, so sometime into the next session, as we're sitting, of course, 2 sessions this afternoon, so I'll certainly be finished by the conclusion of the next session, certainly by then.
All right. Mr. Kiinkatwa, how much time would you need?
Your Honor, very approximately 5 sessions. I would try to reduce it from that, but my
conclusion of the next session, certainly by then.
All right. Mr. Kiinkatwa, how much time would you need? You say 5 sessions. That takes us to when? Tuesday or Monday?
I would put session by close of business Monday. As a precaution, I requested that my time allotment be estimated at past the session of Monday. Tuesday.
Of
Sorry.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yes.
Yeah, but you'll try your best to wrap before the end of the Monday sessions.
I will, Your Honors.
All right. Mr. Hooper, please.
Yes. Hello, witness, again. Are you all right? Are you comfortable there?
Mr. Hooper, we can reduce the transcript and the interpretation that goes on to these things, into these things, rather.
Now, I would like you to help me in respect of a few matters in your evidence, just to clarify certain matters. And I want to take you back in your evidence to the Monday, that's the 31st of December, that's New Year's Eve. And do you remember you told us how you were in town and you saw Elijah Laggett with his loudspeakers? Do you remember telling us that? How you were in town and you saw Elijah Monday the 31st of December. Do you remember telling us how you were in town, you saw Elijah Laggett? Do you remember telling us about that Monday the 31st of December?
Ndiyo, nilisema.
You said you were in town, commercial centre. Can you tell me this? Why were you there that day?
Sorry. Samahani tafadhali, hilo swali sielewi vile unavyoliuliza. Unasema kwamba shopping center, town. Sielewi unasema upande gani sasa? Ama unataka nikujibu livipi? Sielewi hapo.
Where were you when you saw Elijah Laggett and others?
Nafikiria umesoma statement yangu.
One second. We'll go into private session briefly.